Hey, welcome to The Explainer. This is where we crunch the numbers to find your next big opportunity. If you're a creator trying to figure out what's next, you are in exactly the right place. Today, our data engine has flagged something huge, a niche that's just waiting to be dominated.
So let's get right into it. The niche we're talking about is humorous science. And the big question we're trying to answer is this. Could this be the single most underrated, overlooked opportunity on all of YouTube for next year?
Well, our analysis is pretty clear. The answer is a huge yes. But look, I'm not here to just give you my opinion. I'm here to show you the data, the actual proof that backs this whole thing up. So let's dig in.
Okay, so first up, we need to understand the secret sauce behind this niche. It's something we're calling the laughter learning paradox. And honestly, it's a completely counterintuitive idea that really flips the script on what we think educational content is supposed to be.
Let's talk about the one metric that matters more than anything else on YouTube: viewer retention. It's simple, right? The longer you can keep people watching, the more the algorithm is going to love you and push your videos out. Now look at this chart. Your standard kind of dry educational video, it's lucky to get 8 to 10% retention. Ouch! Even if you throw in some slick animation, you're topping out around 60%. But look what happens when you make it funny. Humorous science content, it just blows the others away. We're talking 50 to 72% retention. That is an insane advantage that basically forces the algorithm to pay attention to you.
And you might be thinking, okay, but is anyone actually watching this stuff? Well, yeah. We're talking about a potential audience of over 250 million people. That's students, teachers, parents, and just curious people who want to learn something cool without falling asleep. The demand is absolutely massive.
So we've got a huge audience and a proven way to keep them hooked. But how does that actually turn into, explosive channel growth? Let's break down the formula.
Our models are projecting a 16x growth potential here. Now that number isn't just pulled out of thin air. It's a combination of three really powerful things. That crazy high retention we just talked about, a huge hungry demand from younger audiences like Gen Z, and a massive content gap. There just aren't enough creators doing this well.
And this quote from the research really explains the magic behind it all. When people are entertained, they're 3 to 5 times more likely to stick around. You know what that means? It means more total watch time, more people binge watching your videos, all of which are powerful signals you're sending to the YouTube algorithm that say, hey, push my channel out to millions of people. Okay, this all sounds amazing, but let's get to the question every creator has. Can you actually make a decent living from this? It's time to follow the money. The data shows a super clear, very achievable path to a full-time income. I mean, even at just 25,000 subscribers, you're potentially looking at $1,500 a month. Once you hit 100,000 subs, that jumps to $6,000 a month. And if you get to 500,000 subs, you're easily in the $20,000 a month club, and probably well beyond. This is a real sustainable career. And the best part? It's not just about YouTube ad revenue. The smartest creators in this space build a whole financial ecosystem. Yeah, you've got your ad money, but then you layer on high-paying brand sponsorships, affiliate marketing, and eventually even your own digital products. That's how you build a stable, scalable business, not just a channel. So we've talked about the why, the what, and the how much. Now for the fun part, the how. Let's get into a concrete playbook for the exact kind of content that crushes it in this niche.
Okay, the sub-niche with the absolute highest retention we found is paradoxes and mind-bending concepts. It makes perfect sense, right? These topics have a built-in curiosity gap. There's a setup, a mystery, and then a big aha moment when you explain it. That structure is practically designed to go viral.
And you can just feel how clickable these ideas are. The grandfather paradox explained hilariously, or Schrodinger's cat finally explained and it's funny. See, these aren't just lectures. They're burning questions that promise not just an answer, but a good time too.
In this number right here, this is why it's so powerful. 72%. That is the average retention for this specific sub-niche. When you have a number that high, you're not just hoping the algorithm notices you, you're basically giving it a direct command to promote your channel like crazy.
All right, next up is the sub-niche that's growing the fastest and, get this, pays the most: making technology and AI funny. Right now, with the whole AI boom, pretty much everyone is curious, a little confused, and maybe even a bit scared. Humor is the absolute perfect way to make this super complex topic feel simple and approachable.
And again, just look at how these titles immediately grab you. They tap right into the thoughts people are already having. AI will not replace you yet. The funny truth. That is just a brilliant title. It takes a real anxiety people have and promises to ease it with a laugh. That's incredibly powerful.
And here's why it pays so well. We're looking at a $6.80 CPM. Now, for anyone who's new to this, CPM just means how much advertisers will pay for every 1,000 views. A CPM over $6 is fantastic, and it's because this niche attracts big-name advertisers from the tech world who will pay top dollar to get in front of this exact audience.
Okay, I know this can all feel like a ton of information at once, so to make it feel more real and a lot less scary, we've mapped out a simple blueprint for what your first year could actually look like.
So in your first 3 months, the goal is just to build your foundation, get your first 2,000 to 5,000 subscribers. Then by the 6th month mark, as the algorithm really starts to catch on to your amazing retention, you hit the amplification phase. This is when you start landing your first brand deals. And believe it or not, within a single year, you could easily be in the scaling phase, earning anywhere from $3,000 to $15,000 every single month.
All right, we've looked at the audience, the growth, the money, and the strategy. It is time to put it all together and deliver the final verdict.
Our niche validation scorecard here really tells the whole story. The demand, very high. Competition, just medium, which is the absolute sweet spot you want to look for. Monetization potential is high, the whole trend is growing, and, this is huge, it's super beginner-friendly because your personality and your sense of humor are your biggest advantages.
All of that data gets plugged into our system, and it spits out this final score. For the humorous science niche, we're looking at an incredible 92 out of 100. Honestly, that's one of the highest scores we have ever seen for a niche with this much room to grow.
So, let's go back to that very first question. Is this a good niche for a new YouTuber in 2025? The answer is a clear, confident yes. It's that perfect storm of massive demand with just enough competition to know it works, it's got great monetization, and it's all built on that insane retention advantage that the algorithm is literally programmed to reward. Of course, picking your niche is a big decision, and it's gotta feel right for you. But I really hope this data gives you some clarity. And now I want to turn it over to you. What niche are you thinking about jumping into? Let me know down in the comments, and I'll run the numbers on the most popular requests for a future explainer. Thanks so much for watching.